Good morning, everybody. Just give me one moment. I just gotta get my trading view working. I'm not sure what's not working. Yeah, I'm not sure what's not capturing my screen. It's just a black screen, right? I can't capture my screen for some reason. Yeah, I'm trying to capture. I'm not sure why it's not working. I'll just capture my whole screen then, I guess. Oh, there we go. Now it's showing. That's interesting. All right, so you guys can hear me correctly, or you guys can hear me good. And then, how's my music? Is it too loud? Too quiet? Good morning, everybody. Sorry about going live a little later today, but now that I look at price, not much is really happening. I do think that we're going to go for these lows over here on at least one of the index futures. So that's all I'm looking out for. They're perfect. Good morning, Abdi, Zach, Harv, JCam, Nana, Nose, Chris, Timid, Rob, Elijah, TC, Anis. Good morning, Aramis. Interesting price action from CPI, to be honest. I didn't expect this. I expected just a straight drive lower. But it looks very nice for like a drive lower now. We just get some sort of lower prices. Looks pretty good for that. In terms of framework, I didn't really get much from CPI, so we'll just keep watching this and see what it gives us. My throat also hurts like a bitch. I don't know why, to be honest. Thank you, appreciate that. It's probably because I slept with the balcony door open, to be honest, and it was like really cold. Yeah, if you ask me, I think that index futures have unfinished business down here on these equal lows, to be honest. Especially WAM didn't really drive that out yet. We did drive out this low though. How about retracement up filling 4 hour for rally gap? Very possible for sure. This for rally gap right here. And right now it is kind of in a spot where I have nothing to frame my trade off of necessarily. We're kind of just going sideways, right? On a macro scale, we're kind of going sideways. Ultimately my draw is these lows though, so probably gonna drive lower into some sort of inefficiency on the left here, right? Inefficiency below sell side liquidity, drive lower into that, and then we can look for some sort of bullish reaction probably. But until then, I don't know. I don't really have much to frame my trade off of right now, so. Ooh, it's freaking cold in my room. Cause I am looking at this SMT on the lows, but I'm not sure if it'll hold, you know what I mean? Because this is my objective down here. Yes sir, everybody in here, that SMT video, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in that shit. So if there's any video you watch on my YouTube channel, it's that video. 100% it's that video. It's like gonna be out today at 12 p.m. You don't mind me asking where you're from. I'm from Toronto. I'm Day's neighbor. one day I'll meet him. Actually, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but maybe one day. I don't know. Let's see. Good podcast with him. But yeah, once again, not much to really like. I'm still looking at this market maker sell model overall, right? If you wanted to frame your trade, it would have been off this fair value gap right here. Frame a trade. From here you'd be looking for SMT divergence, which we didn't really get, so. You wait for that podcast? Yeah, I'll see. I don't even know how I would do podcasts. Like, I can't even imagine consistently talking for like 2 hours. I mean, I do that on live streams, but like, it comes down to, I don't know. I feel like I'm awkward like that. The market respect higher time frame for value gap, but there is not a lower time frame for value gap inside of that. Sorry, Hassan, I don't really understand your question, but essentially what I look for within higher time frame PE rate is just lower time frame SMT divergence. Am I bullish on dollar? Let's take a look. I wasn't bullish on dollar the last time I checked, but I can look again. Oh, Giart, damn, bro. What the? No, still not bullish though. Not bullish at all. I'm honestly expecting some bearishness from like this fair value gap, or it could be this fair value gap. Right? Could just be like a retracement higher. Because we're in like a market maker sell model from a monthly balance price range right now. This is what I'm thinking at least. This looks pretty good on the daily chart, right? Looks pretty solid. Nothing much to really do on the higher time frame, so if I'm being honest. I think this is literally the only like clean framework we have right now, and it's not even clean. Good morning, Jomar. I think the world has enough podcasts for now, honestly. Yeah, honestly, Corey, like there's hella so many podcasts. I do enjoy podcasts. Those like you just find your niche, you know what I mean? It's like you could say like, oh, there's enough educators out there already, but like I'm just here because I want to be here, you know what I mean? I think it's more so it's like different audience resonate with different people, right? So there's always gonna be like as long as you find your specific audience, then you know you're gonna have success. It's like I could ask you guys like, why do you guys join my live stream instead of joining Tanya Trades, for example? And it's probably just because you resonate with my thought process, my trading style, stuff like that. I think like that's the biggest thing when I sent out the application form for my 2024 mentorship slash 2025 mentorship. When I sent out that application form, I think one of the greatest things that like the biggest responses I got is that they just I said, why do you want to work with me? And like the number one response was pretty much, I resonate with you, bro. I'm like, okay. All right. And I was like, all right, run it up. I appreciate that. HMN human? I'm just going to call you human. Once again, I don't see anything clean, and the reason is because I'm actually looking at the monthly cycle right now. So here we're gonna take a look at the monthly quarters, right? So you know we're looking for time-based liquidity. That we didn't take any time-based liquidity. So if we were to go for one, I'm looking for these lows right now. And so if we're trading higher today, right, then we can expect this week to be, or sorry, this move currently this higher is manipulation. I appreciate that, Chris. I just gotta stay humble, you know what I'm saying? I honestly I think it comes down to my religion as well. It's like being a Christian, it's like you have to realize how small you are in comparison to God. Right? Like there's always something bigger than you out there. You can get humbled real quick. You think you can explain time-based liquidity real quick? Yeah. Honestly, I just gave you a quick rundown. It's just quarterly theory, right? But honestly, if you want, just go to your indicators and day quarterly theory by 2 degrees. And then so you can look for time-based liquidity by using these different quarters. For index futures, I just use monthly, weekly, daily 90-minute cycles. And then you can just look at those specific windows. So there's like these little squares down here, right? So there's little time windows. So every high and low of each time window is time-based liquidity. So right now, for example, we've swept the high of Monday, right? That's previous day high, right? That's time-based liquidity. So we can look for some downside if that makes sense. So honestly, like it's just like previous month high, previous month low, previous month previous week high or low, previous day high or low, right? That's all time based liquidity right there, because it's on a time basis, right? It's like what was a high and low of last week, for example. What was the high and low of yesterday? Is my music a good volume where you guys want me to turn down? Because I know last time you guys had a little someone complained about it a little bit because I think it was a little too loud. All right, perfect. All right, for those of you that are watching and might not be subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you can talk in the chat as well, ask me questions, engage with the community. Otherwise, if you just want to watch, and that's fine. No worries. Can I look at gold? Sure, I'll take a look. From my experience, though, I think gold has been like at all-time highs. No, I think the only thing I could say about gold is now that we've taken all-time highs, like just looking for some sort of lower time frame structure to like give us indication that we're starting to go lower. I don't see gold just like continuously pumping forever, right? So I think that we're gonna get at least a retracement, even if we're bullish. So one way or another, we are bearish no matter what, because it has to trade lower, retracement, and then higher if it wants to go higher. You know what I mean? So what I would do is look at DXY. What is DXY doing? Well, overall DXY is bearish, right? So we can expect that right now DXY is in just a bullish retracement, and so the rest of the markets are going to be low short term bearish, right? Because DXY is bullish. And so once DXY begins to flip bearish again, we can look for bullish price action in those other markets again. Look at your USD GBP. Yeah, nothing too interesting here. Like, I would take a trade for you guys, but just there's no conviction here for me to even push a button, right? We're in between the 930 high and low. Actually, we've taken that on the 830, sorry. We've taken that on the 5 minutes, so a tiny little fair value gap on the 5 minute. I don't know how much you trust that. There's actually RDRB, sorry. Right here. RRB, there should be a breakaway gap, trade lower, and ultimate drawn liquidity are those lows, right? Residing below. Explain RDRB. I explained that in one of the Q&As. I think it's like the first Q&A. So if you want to rewatch that, go for it. It's just I feel I don't mean to put off your question. It's just like I've explained it so many times that like I really don't feel like explaining again. But you'll definitely like if you watch the old lives or like if we go forward, like I'll most definitely probably like mention it again. right. I'm in a short right now. It's more of a discretionary trade. It's not on WAP. It's actually on my YouTube. You go to lives on YouTube. Oh, the first one's there. I'm up 30 points right now. I'm gonna move my stop. I'm gonna trail my stop loss here, which is kind of bothering me. Not a fan of Ninja Trader. So here's the position I'm in right now. Alright, if you guys can see that. Let's see how we react here. I'm gonna manage my trade on the 15-second. I need to see acceleration past these lows, right? If we continue to get downside. Ideally, I want NQ to be the faster one here, right? Because we have SMT on the highs. NQ is the one that failed to make the new swing point, so NQ should be the more volatile one in this case. So far so good. I'm up 60 points. I'm gonna move my stop loss to this high right here. Continue to get that displacement lower is good. What I'm really paying attention to right here is I'm gonna be taking a partial at the CPI low if we make it there. Yeah, we really shouldn't be seeing too much retracement here, in my opinion. Beginning to stall here. I'm gonna take a partial. Currently up 70 points. If we trade past this low, I'm looking for displacement. This is where I want to see acceleration in price. Currently up 80 points. Honestly, I'm down to just full close here. I full closed. 80 points, not bad. Very good. So here's the trade I took. And here's a short right here, right? I would have liked to target this CPI low, but we didn't really get a run straight to it, so I don't really like that. I think we still reach for it for sure. Like, I think the overall draws down here, but like the fact that I'm already up 80 points is like, and it starts stalling, I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? Gotta post this up on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Gotta flex. Just kidding. I just need to build credibility, you know what I'm saying? How long did this trade take? It literally took like, it took 4 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna delete these off my screen now. I'll just leave this here so you guys know I took a trade, or whoever comes in knows I took a trade. Can you explain the logic behind this short? Yeah, let's get into it. So essentially on the 5 minute, I was like, okay, I was already expecting. How do I lock this? I don't think I can. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? So essentially, guys, get shit knows. So essentially what I did to catch this trade is, as I was highlighting lifetime with you guys, this RDRB, I was like, wait a second. If I'm bearish here, we're trading from a higher time frame PDRA, right? It's like, remember what I told you guys? Oh wait, I didn't tell you guys yet because it's coming out in the video. That's gonna be out in like 2 hours. So essentially, you can have SMT divergence with fair value gaps. So this fair value gap, I was watching it with this RDRB, right? So if we have an RDRB being respected and this not being tapped into, well, what is YM doing while this fair value gap becomes a breakaway gap on YM? This fair value gap gets traded into SMT divergence on a lower time frame, right? So if you go on a lower time frame, say the 15-second, this right here is SMT divergence, right? If you look here, that's SMT divergence. So I'm getting 15-second SMT divergence within a 5-minute PD array, which is the higher time frame relative to the 15-second, right? And you can see how, like, the second I exit my trade, this is where price begins to stall. It's just because I've done my setup so many times, right? When I enter my trade, it accelerates in my favor. When I exit my trade, it stalls. Like, it's just like a matter of screen time experience of my own setup. And so this final, not really final target, but I think it's about to be met. Okay, so it's yeah, so it's same thing, right? It's just I'll start annotating it for you guys now. So we have a 5-minute, we have this hourly fair value gap that we're framing our trade off of mainly, and we have a higher time frame expectation of these lows already, right? Which makes sense. And so right here, this I'm already anticipating that this is the drawn liquidity. I could have held my trade. I was happy with 80 points. And so right here, going to the 5-minute chart from that 1 hour PD array, I see SMT divergence occurring with the fair value gaps, right? And so I'm looking at this 5-minute RDRB now. It's so freaking cold in my room. I'm like shaking. Okay, so 5-minute RDRB. So I dropped down to the 15-second. This is on my Ninja Trader. I did it on my second monitor. And so right here you have your 5-minute RDRB, and you're getting SMT divergence at the highs right here. Here, SMT within a higher time frame PD rate, looking for lower prices. My entry originally, I wanted to enter on this fair value gap, but because my Ninja Trader took so long to connect, I ended up entering somewhere here, I think, something like this, right? So it would have been nice to be able to enter up there. Then I can put more size, right? I can put like 5 contracts right here. Then because it drove down lower, I can only put 3 contracts. And so ultimately I ended up taking this 3-hour trade right here, right? It is literally like the trade I just took. So did my thought process just clear up exactly everything? So target 1 has been met. That's CPI low, right? So past this low, if we get displacement, then we're looking for lower prices. I mean, essentially, like overall, we are looking for lower prices anyways, though. Oh, wait, sorry, I need to read up on all these. How many lots did you enter? I entered 3 lots because once again I missed my entry up there, so I couldn't put more size on. And you can see how like the difference of seconds changes my risk already. That's why it's like when I get a perfect entries like up here, I'm 5 lots in. You know what I mean? Or 5 contracts in right here. But then just because of that like 15-second discrepancy of me launching my Ninja Trader, it became 3 contracts. Right? So that's where like a lot of focus comes in, and that's where it's like when people ask me to do signals and shit like that, it's like it's really difficult because that it requires a lot of focus on my end to like get that entry and stuff. But you know, like when I'm in it, I'll let you guys know like, oh, I'm in now, and then it just plummeted. So like obviously you guys couldn't get in, but it, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Did you pick the stall or did you see it coming? Honestly, usually, so from my trading experience, it's just like whenever I see some sort of stalling like this, like I see an up close candle like that. Let me show you guys. Right. So when this was occurring, this right here, let me see, where is it? You can see there is a SMT divergence on the lows, right? It's a very, very, very tiny one. It's just these, it's literally these candles right here. So the second I saw that, I was like, okay, it's possible that this is indicating we're gonna get either stalling or some sort of retracement. And that's when I was like, I'm already up 80 points at this point, right? Because I'm over here shorting. I'm up 80 points. There's no point in me waiting for it to retrace. I rather just secure my profits here, right? Because if I'm waiting for this move lower, this should have happened right away if it was part of my plan. And even lower prices than that, I feel like I'm just getting greedy. You know, like 100 points is already like very, very good. So I'm more than happy with that. You do a projection on 1 minute? Yeah, I got you. I'd say this is a projection right now. Yeah, so -2, we got that like mini stall. No, we're trading down into that -3, -4. I think that we're gonna go lower than this though, to be honest. I think the projection just like, I think it's gonna be ultimately lower. It's just gonna go for the equal lows on the 4-hour chart. Time-based liquidity, previous week low, right? What is your time frame alignment if you're executing on a 15-second chart? I usually start from the monthly chart, but like right now it's not that clean, so it's like monthly, daily, hourly, 5 minute, 15 second is what I use. And if I use 5 second chart, if you ever see me use 5 second chart, it's weekly, 4, 15 minute, 1 minute, 5 second. Another thing you guys can take note in your journals actually is very important is that whenever you have specific price targets, right? You have to ask yourself, do you get a reaction from it? Do you get a reaction from your target? Because if you don't, then your targeting is probably not correct. Right? If your ultimate draw on liquidity is really the ultimate draw on liquidity, it should have some sort of reaction, right? So let's say this low right here, I'm looking for, if it tapped into it, then we need to see some sort of stalling, consolidation, or like reversal or whatever, right? Retracement. If that drawn liquidity is real or if it's valid, I would say. And you know over times, like the more you see it. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the kind words. Might have some 90 SMT at lows. To be honest, I'm still waiting for that previous week low. Right? That's pretty much all I'm looking at, I'll be honest. Previous week low. Until proven otherwise, it is just that previous week low in my opinion. This would be a very nice candle close here. 7 minutes. We'll have to see what happens here. Alright, for those that know, look at the candle. For those that don't know, it's fine. In OBS, I have not had another mentor that has answered more of my questions and been more patient. For real, appreciate it. Thank you, Snows. Appreciate that. Just referring to last lecture about liquidity. SMT. Five-minute SMT forming. Like I feel like I noticed like it's very it's very fulfilling, like seeing people that are in the premium, like you guys have the exact same thought process as me, so it's like I feel like I'm doing a good job transferring my experience as of right now. Like some of you guys are taking the exact same trades I'm looking at, which is like that's awesome. I think the hardest thing for me to transfer to you guys, though, in all seriousness, is like trade management, because that's something you guys are all asking me about, and that's just like I feel like that's a very big screen time thing. It's like understanding when different PD arrays should be respected, disrespected, stuff like that. When does one PD array become another? Like for example, when does a breaker block become a reclaimed fair value gap, a reclaimed order block? For example, when does a inversion fair value gap become a reclaimed fair value gap? For example, or when should you use a breaker? When should you use mitigation blocks? Stuff like that. It's like it's hard to transfer that knowledge because there's so much to it. Every trade is going to be similar, but it's not going to be the same. So every sequence of trade management is going to be different. It's just like solving any puzzle, right? Every puzzle is different. You should do a study on using the, if I remember correctly, R2Y is Russell. I've been studying for months and it's always leader in strength. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll look into that. So wouldn't you want to wait for sequential SMT for 90 minutes for A+ setup? Sometimes I miss setup, that's fine. Yes, generally you do want to wait for sequential SMT. For those of you that do know what a sequential SMT is, then yes, you want to wait for that. But for me personally, it's right, like I'm discretionary, so I just trade based off of one, my model, and two is like just understanding how price action should be playing out based on my experience. I mean, we all had to start somewhere in the mid. It's like when I literally, like, you know, like majority of my knowledge came from like the last like 3-4 months. Like it's not even funny how like exponential the growth was. It's just about unlocking that mindset of like simplicity. I didn't even realize how important that was until I joined Casper's mentorship. Because this is what I tell Casper. I tell him, before I joined his mentorship, I knew like 1,000 different things from ICT, okay? And I knew like everything in depth. I just didn't know how to make it digestible and applicable, and he was the one to do that for me because he simplified the thought process so much. And so because of all the mentors I learned from, and all the mentors I learned from is like significant, but like Casper, like he really like he helped me take the leap into exponential growth. So it's really just dumbing down your thought process. It's like, what is smart money trying to do? Sell above highs, buy below lows. What am I looking for? Just a market maker model, right? That's every ICT model. And that's why it's like I studied MMXM in such depth, is because I understand that the end goal, the end result of ICT trading is market maker model. That's why I just study it so hard. Because once you understand market maker models, you literally find any entry model, any lower time frame model that anyone has ever mentioned ICT related. It's all just market maker model. Oh, the last candle closed bullish? Wait, no, this candle's about to close, sorry. Yeah, so far so good. One more minute, and then I think this will be pretty good. Damn, Daniel. Giart, damn, bro, caught 200 points. How was Casper more dumbed down than MMXM Trader? His course is pretty straightforward. I would say it's more dumbed down, not in terms of the way they explain things. Like, I think MXM Trader's course is extremely good. Don't get me wrong, I think it's very good. But Casper, he teaches from like A to Z, and something is like thing about MXM Trader's course is that there's a prerequisite to it. On top of that, you don't have direct access to MXM Trader. Like, I was lucky enough that when I got my course, it was still fresh, and every time I messaged MXM Trader, like, he would end up messaging me back. So it's like more personalized in that way. So I was lucky because of that. But yeah, I think Casper's teaching is insane, but he needs to be more heavy on SMT divergence. Yeah, honestly, SMT, it's like, man, SMT divergence is so freaking good, bro. So freaking good. I love it. It's actually like so important in my opinion, and I agree. Like, he doesn't look at SMT too much, but he looks at it when it's like when they're trying to determine high of the week, low of the week, right? It's just determining high or low of specific defined ranges in time. Literally, Corey. I don't think people realize how important SMT is until like you really drill it into their heads. And that's like, SMT has been something I've used for a long time, and it's just crazy to me because the more I use it, the more things I learn about it. I'm just like, oh, you can have SMT with this, like this can happen with SMT, that can happen with SMT, right? There's these things that you just notice over time. And it's like, now it's just like, for sure, like a lot of you guys are probably gonna be better traders than me soon, because it's like I'm just giving you this information that took me years to find. Maybe not years, but like a longer time to find, right? And then you guys are gonna learn it quicker because I'm just telling you what it is, and then you guys are gonna innovate on top of that. Don't worry, Hassan, I got you with the video at 12 p.m. Okay, just make sure you watch that video. Would you consider the SMT on the lows that causes drive higher? I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look. Yep, for sure. Very valid, Snows. Right, so once again, this was my target, right? If your targeting is correct, you should see some sort of reaction from there, right? And what happened? We started getting some sort of reversal. Yeah, my model works with anything. Yeah, it's just ICT in general. ICT works with anything. Wouldn't that long be dangerous though, even though we have SMT because of equal low below? This would be more of a scalp play in my opinion. I wouldn't be too like keen on like, right, once again, like this SMT is valid, but do you have a higher time frame PD rate to frame it off of? The only thing you have is this order block, really, but it's already been trading into like multiple times. So it's just like right now we literally displaced lower, right, taking out the target I was anticipating, and then now we're just trading back into the range and we're consolidating. So it's like, if we were to go direction, I feel like it would be short, but that SMT on the lows on the 5-minute is pretty good. 2 standard deviations on NQ is crazy. From where? Pretty good stuff. Very good stuff I'm seeing on Discord, guys. Amazing. I don't know if Mikey's in the stream right now, but this guy has been killing it. This guy catches like small movements right in the market. Actually, I wouldn't even call it small. It's actually pretty. He has like 40, like 30, 40 points, but it's like he is consistently extracting that from the market. So it's like, that's impressive. Volume balance on 1 hour NQ. Yeah, this one right here. I see it. Peep that new week opening gap. I bet it like wicked into it. Wouldn't even be surprised. I knew it. I knew it. Next new week opening gap's all the way up there, so we'll see if we're bullish. Once again, this SMT right here, this is a significant one. Ethan, how do you calculate your risk in indices? Super simple way to do it is just use the position tool. So if I'm going for a long right now, for example, I want to put my stop loss down here at this low, then I would just double click on this. What's my risk? I put in terms of dollar or percentage, it doesn't matter. I usually just put dollar, so then I just type in whatever despite the account size. So if I want to risk $1,500, it's automatically calculating the position size I need, that when price trades down to this low right here, it's gonna be $1,500 loss. So the amount of contracts I would put, it says quantity right here. In this case, I would put half a contract on, or 5 micro contracts. And that's pretty much all I do. Right? Same thing, vice versa. I put my risk on, right? $1,500, whatever. And then I put wherever my stop loss wants to be, and you'll see the quantity, right? It changes. Like if I want to put my stop loss here and short from here, then that's 4.4 contracts, for example. Good shit, Corey. How do you manage psychology during losing trades? You just have to accept the risk. Like before you enter any trade, you have to accept that you've probably already lost that trade. You know, like if you lose it, it is what it is. But you know that when you have a winning trade, you just make it back and more. Am I on TopStat linked to TV? No, I'm on Ninja Trader, because Ninja Trader has trade copier where I can copy like multiple accounts. Whereas Tradeovate, I think it only lets me like do like 3 counts or something. I don't remember. Projection for this run higher. Oh, I don't know if I want to do a projection. I don't know if I would do a projection for this run, I'm gonna be honest. I just say like you can target low hanging fruit like liquidity and stuff, because it's like overall I'm still bearish, you know what I mean? So I don't want to project too far higher. Do trade copiers work on live personal accounts? Yes, it does. I think I'm gonna start double down on like my live accounts. Just put more in. Because I feel like trade management is just so much easier on live accounts without like the specific rules and stuff. But it's also like if you lose, you're losing your own money. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm confident enough in my skill that I wouldn't let that happen. So we get a lecture on how to manage accounts and use trade copiers. Yeah, I could cover that in the next Q&A if you want. Daniel, you're giving away the sauce. I'm just kidding. Daniel knows what he's talking about. He's gonna become my TA. I personally like right now. Where's the 9:30 candle? We have to see how we react to this 9:30 candle. Okay, this is important. Hunter taught me this. He said this is the orb. You know, like trade above it, below it to get direction, and then if we're within it, then we expect choppy price action. So Snows, I want you to ask yourself, why is 10:30 usually reversal? Knowing what you know, I'm gonna make you dive a little deeper into that question. Why is 10:30 usually either continuation or reversal, right? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I literally missed this from Elijah earlier. He said on the 5 minute there's also precision swing point, but I missed it. It was too obvious. I just got distracted. Honestly, it's fine, Elijah. Like you're still extremely new to trading. I don't even expect you to be able to spot those things that you did. So really good stuff that you're able to even spot it. To be honest, I'm done trading for today. I'm pretty happy with the results. Like that was a very quick short and right to like TP pretty much. After that, we just got a pretty big reaction from it, right? So that's when you know your targeting is correct. When you have a target, you get a reaction from it. Very important for targeting is to pay attention to those things. But yeah, I think that I'm probably just gonna hop off a little earlier here because I feel like I've covered a lot, and you know, there's a new video dropping at 12 p.m. today, as you guys probably know, so be sure to watch that. It's on SMT divergence. and I think it's gonna clear a lot of confusion for you guys and give you guys a very mechanical way to use it. That makes sense. Yeah, on that note, I think I will end here. And for those of you that aren't in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. It's free. There is a premium side of it, so if you want to join it, you can. But yeah, be sure to join the free community so I can answer your questions a little clearer. In the YouTube comments, I find it difficult to reply with like screenshots, stuff like that. I can't reply with examples, right? So yeah, I'll see you all in the Discord if you decide to join. And thank you for coming by again. I appreciate it. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. And if you do trade, stay safe, everybody. And make sure that it's painfully obvious your trade is playing out, like your setup is there before you take your trade, right? And so always tell yourself, ask yourself, is my setup painfully obvious right now? If it's not, then you just shouldn't take it. On that note, have a great day, everybody.